I am buzzing for today's episode of The Kitchen Shift. I've been making focaccia for years, and this is hands down the best focaccia I have ever made. I cannot wait to share this recipe with you. Go on, pop the kettle on, let's get cooking. First, add in 600 grams plain flour or AP flour, depending on where you are in the world, and 500 grams of water. Mix that together just until it comes together, and all we're doing here is hydrating the flour. Set that aside for 15 minutes and then grab a sprig of rosemary. You could use dried, but fresh is really best for this. I'm popping the stem here into my scrap bag for my next chicken stock. After that dough's rested for 15 minutes, we're going to add in 7 grams of dry active yeast and our rosemary as well. And then lastly, 60 grams of cured lemon puree. Now, you can find the recipe for this on my page. You're just going to knead this in the bowl, stretching and folding in on itself. And then it goes into an oil bowl. I just oil my fingers here so it's easier to handle the dough because it is quite sticky, as you can see. That gets covered with a cloth for 15 minutes. And then we come back and we stretch and fold. Cover again, come back, stretch and fold. Cover again, come back, stretch and fold. Cover again, and on our last round, come back and stretch and fold. We did this every 15 minutes for 1 hour. You can really see the difference in the dough. It's much easier to work with here, and after getting much larger as well. Giving that a last little shape, just to mould it into the shape of the baking dish, turning it in on itself, and that gets covered in cling film and gets put into the fridge overnight. Now lads, it's rhubarb season and I absolutely love rhubarb, so it only felt right for me to do a rhubarb focaccia. So here we are cutting up the rhubarb into around 1/2 inch pieces. Doesn't have to be perfect. And in goes a spoon of the cured lemon puree and just a handful of brown sugar. Give that a really, really good mix and you'll start to see it breaking down and getting this really glossy finish. A bit of fresh rosemary in there as well. And that goes into the fridge with the focaccia dough overnight. The next day, you're going to remove your dough from the fridge, remove the cling film, and let it sit around for an hour to come to room temperature. See, it's after proofing there just a little bit more. Now, preheat your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit or 220 degrees Celsius. Drizzle with a little bit of olive oil and claw your hands, gently pressing them into the dough to get that signature focaccia look. Spread your rhubarb over the top, and you're just going to plop it into kind of the crevices that you've created with your fingers. There's going to be lots of juice left in this bowl from the rhubarb macerating overnight, and drizzle that all over the top with just a little bit more olive oil. And you're going to let that sit for just another 15 to 20 minutes. And finishing off with a bit of salt then before it goes in. We're going to make a rosemary and lemon drizzle for the top of this. We're going to infuse milk with rosemary by putting it on the stove on low heat for around 10 minutes. Strain that and add some icing sugar and a squeeze of lemon juice just until you get the consistency you're looking for. Your focaccia will take around 40 minutes to cook. It's the perfect balance of tart, sweet and savoury. Go on, pop the kettle on and get cooking. Slán!